Hyper Universe is a game that's been on our radar for some time. There isn't a ton of competition for 2D MOBAs currently, and the track record for the genre hasn't been great. With that said, Hyper Universe surprised me in a big way. I'm Colton from MMOHuts.com, and here's our first look at Hyper Universe. Hyper Universe is a 2D beat-em-up style MOBA that shares more in common with games like Smash Bros. Or Double Dragon than it does with League of Legends or Smite. The game focuses on fast-paced, arcade-style combat. Fighting between players, minions, jungle mobs, and bosses happens on a multi-level platforming stage, complete with ladders, springs, and teleportation pads. The goal is still the same as any MOBA: destroy the enemy towers and eventually their base. The gameplay surrounding it is a refreshing change of pace though. Auto attacks are fast and come in two varieties, normal and strong. They can also be comboed together. Every character also has a dash that can carry them through enemies and past obstacles, as well as a jump. Learning to use every mobility tool at each given character's disposal is crucial to mastering the combat of Hyper Universe. It's ultra satisfying to dash just out of someone's range of attack, lunge back in, land a huge ability or ultimate, and steal a kill. It's also a massive rush to use all of your jumps, dashes, and ladder climbing to narrowly escape death. The combat itself provides the same kind of rush that high-level Smash Bros. Or other platformer games provide, and it's just downright fun. Matches begin with character selection, which right now only consists of all-pick mode. Each member of the roster falls into one of four categories: Assassin, Specialist, Bruiser, and Tank. Assassins are good at murder, Specialists are good at murder from a distance usually, Bruisers are beefy punch machines, and Tanks are meat walls built for the sole purpose of being disruptive and obnoxious. The roles aren't reinventing the wheel, but they don't have to. The roster itself is diverse. None of the characters feel like they're ripped straight from another game, or at the very least not another MOBA. One character in particular, Blue Rose, does feel like BlazBlue's Noelle Vermillion, but that's not a bad thing for a lightning-fast assassin. There are Power Rangers, giant robots, Old West riflemen, a professional boxer named Lewis, who's my favorite, and a ton of others. Their skill sets are unique, but don't take long to learn. Once you've picked your character and spawned into the game, you'll select an item loadout. Rather than buying your set of items from a large pool, the game has you pre-assemble your loadout before the match even starts. You can make multiple loadouts for multiple situations, and then pick the one you need based on the enemy team. As you gain gold in a match, you can buy and upgrade your items in any order you choose. Normally I don't recommend auto buy in a MOBA, but it worked well here for the first few games. Once you play a few matches though, you'll want to start buying manually. As a quick side note regarding gameplay, use a controller. The keyboard layout isn't bad, but they made this game from the ground up with controllers in mind. I've been playing the game with an Xbox One controller and it handles like a dream. Conversely, the jump, attack, and heavy attack buttons are on a completely different row of keys on the keyboard from your abilities, and it can feel extremely disjointed. Do yourself a favor and use a controller. Visually, the game is very polished. It doesn't try to be the most cutting edge in terms of graphics, but the stylized cel-shaded look is beautiful. The models are well crafted and the animations are well done as well. Particle effects are eye-catching without being overbearing or obscuring too much of the action. Even the stock character select artwork is great. The music in the game is enjoyable and fitting, even if it is a bit forgettable. In their defense though, I don't think I've ever played a MOBA that I didn't immediately kill the background music in favor of my own soundtrack. What's on offer here works though. The game also features a story mode full of Fire Emblem Awakening style vignettes between all the different characters to build the world and provide some amusing reading between matches. Unlocking different story segments requires you to meet certain criteria, like playing a match where a specific group of characters is on your team together, or doing certain actions with certain characters in match. This is a super unique way to present the lore of the game. It encourages and rewards experimentation and achievement hunting. Hyper Universe's problems are few and far between. Some of them are also entirely subjective. The first and arguably the most major issue I ran into is one of matchmaking. The game makes you log 4 hours of playtime with bots before it lets you anywhere near a PvP match. This is a good thing on one hand because it allows you to get accustomed to the game and its flow before you fight against real people. On the other hand, it felt like an unnecessary barrier to people who already know how to play MOBAs. The only other issues I found with the game were minor performance issues. Sometimes mousing over an item would make its tooltip hang around longer than it should, even if you move your cursor off it. Additionally, when the game is in controller mode, the menu cursor is still a mouse-style arrow which takes forever to move around the screen with the analog stick. It's much faster to use the mouse between matches. I'd love to see the in-game menus optimized for controllers since the rest of the game utilizes it so well. Hyper Universe features monetization, but only in the form of early access packs at time of writing. Buying into the early access will set you back $15, but gives you all of the characters in the game. Everything in the game unlocks with coins or from the game's loot chest systems called Hypercubes. The game's shop offers a cash payment option for all of its entries, but they don't work. There's no way to buy them with anything other than free coins at the moment. All in all, Hyper Universe is a polished, unique, and amazingly fun game for people who want something more involved and faster paced than your standard League of Legends or similar MOBA matches. The art style and sound are solid, the gameplay is an absolute blast, and the game has no gameplay affecting items available for purchase. It's truly a standout MOBA and a must-play for fans of the genre. Well, that's all for today. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and keep it locked on MMOHuts.com for all the latest gaming news and reviews.